It's no secret, right? The way we work has been totally turned on its head. So today, we're going to dig into what this huge shift to remote and hybrid work really means for the absolute engine of our economy, small businesses. Okay, let's just kick things off with one big number, 58%. According to Upwork, that's how many non-freelance pros are now working remotely at least 1 day a week. I mean, think about that. This isn't some tiny trend anymore. It's literally the new majority. The whole idea of the office is the default, well, that's officially over. So for you, if you're running a small business, this whole situation brings up a massive question, and it's really the core of what we're talking about today. Is this a threat, something you need to worry about, or is it an opportunity, a real game changer that could let you compete and grow in ways you just couldn't before? All right, let's start with the good stuff. Let's focus on the upside, because for a small, nimble business, this trend can be an absolutely powerful advantage. Just look at this. This visualizes maybe the single biggest benefit right here. Forever, most businesses were stuck hiring people who lived, within a 30-mile drive? That was your whole talent pool. But the second you go remote, that radius just explodes. It's not just a little bigger, it's a completely different world. Just think about what that means. The absolute perfect person for that marketing job you've got open, they might not live in your city. Your next rockstar developer could be on the other side of the country. Remote work lets you hire the best person, period. Not just the best person who happens to live down the road. And it's not just about hiring. The good stuff keeps stacking up. You suddenly get access to super specialized skills you could never find in your local area. And what about keeping your team happy? Well, the data shows 60% of employees actually prefer a hybrid model. So offering that flexibility, it's not just a nice little perk anymore. It's a must-have for keeping your best people. Oh, and yeah, of course, there's the money you save on office space, which goes straight to your bottom line. Okay, but let's get real for a second. This whole thing isn't some magic wand you can wave. This new way of working, it brings a whole new set of challenges to the table, and you have to be really intentional about managing them. You know, in a lot of ways, you're just trading one set of problems for another. Sure, you get rid of the high rent and the awful commutes, but suddenly you've got a whole new list of things to worry about. Like, how in the world do you keep your company data safe when it's on a dozen different home Wi-Fi networks? How do you make sure your team doesn't feel totally disconnected? And maybe the biggest one of all, how do you build a great company culture when you can't have those casual chats in the hallway? And all of this leads us to the big one, the question at the absolute heart of this whole debate, the one that I know keeps managers and business owners tossing and turning at night. Well, let's just put it out there, right? With all the stuff going on at home, the laundry, the dog barking, the Amazon guy at the door, is your team really getting work done? Are they truly productive when you can't actually see them at their desks? Well, the answer, based on the data, might actually surprise you. It definitely challenges some old school thinking. Research shows that a whopping 68% of hybrid workers say they're more productive now than when they were in the office full time. So that big fear that productivity would just fall off a cliff, the numbers just don't back it up. For most people, the work isn't just getting done, it's getting done even better. And this right here really gets to the why behind those numbers. It flips the whole conversation. Maybe that idea of, taking a quick break to walk the dog isn't a distraction. Maybe it's actually a feature of this new system. For a lot of people, having that autonomy and flexibility, being in control of their own space, it lets them get into that deep focus mode and do better work. It's a huge shift from managing butts in seats to managing actual results. Okay, so with all that in mind, the big question is, how do you actually do this? How do you build a remote or hybrid model that really works for your small business? Let's get into the game plan. And listen, if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. The best remote workplaces are built on purpose, not by accident. You can't just stumble your way into a great remote culture. Just telling everyone, hey, you can work from home now. That's not a strategy. Real success here takes a real plan. It has to be deliberate. So what does that plan actually look like? Well, the research points to three main things. First, you've got to set up super clear rules for communication. What's an email for? What's a chat for? What are the expectations around response time so people don't get burned out? Second, you got to invest in the right technology and security. I'm talking about tools that actually help people collaborate, not just get in the way, and security that keeps everyone safe. And third, and this is the big one, it's a huge mindset shift. You have to start managing based on results, on the actual work getting done, not on how many hours someone was logged in. It's all about trusting your team. Look, at the end of the day, there's no one-size-fits-all answer here. A fully remote setup might be perfect for a tech company, but maybe a creative agency needs that structured, hybrid approach. So we're going to leave you with this question to really chew on. When you look at your team, your customers, and where you want to go, what's the right model for building the future of your business?